I need water.
No time for that.
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Young and Opinionated, the podcast where we have no time to drink, even though my voice is so dehydrated.
Get a water then, Jesus.
What's so important that I have to not drink water?
Well, there's this topic that I did want to, bring up.
Carl is going to start us off. This is history.
Problems with Ukraine. The whole World War III thing.
Oh man. Look, I don't know anything about this.
I'm too informed. I know.
Look, this is in my field. I'm not about this.
I'm not about this life.
No, I'm not about this. I don't want to go to war right now. I got too many things going on.
You know how this whole thing is, the situation itself, right?
Sure.
Okay, you explain it.
Pretty much Russia just wants Ukraine. A little piece of Ukraine because, I don't know, must have something valuable.
Yeah.
Oil resources, something.
Yeah.
And yeah, tensions aren't really good right now over there. Europe is getting ready for something, and just in case, America's ready to send its troops.
America already sent its troops.
Oh, we got troops right there.
I'm pretty sure
Go
it's
boys.
2,000.
And now China has decided to join the battle. Our arch nemesis. Russia's a nemesis, yeah. But the America's main nemesis forever has been China. Ever since Trump made them number one enemy.
Honestly, it's not even Russia itself. It's just Putin that we hate, and his government. And so the whole thing, because that's what I wanted to talk about the NATO.
NATO?
Yeah.
The NATO alliance.
And
the most powerful alliance.
And how the reason why Russia got that assured help from China was because of the NATO.
Oh yeah, NATO's. I'm pretty sure NATO was literally designed to stop Russia from ever doing anything bad again. It was formed in, after World War II. I think the founding members were Britain, America, France. Who else? I think Canada might have been one.
It's everyone from the West.
Yeah, it's pretty much almost all of Europe and Canada and America. Putin knows best. He knows not to challenge America.
No, it's you know how it's getting increasingly worse.
Why?
Because the top 5 strongest militaries goes from the U.S. of course first.
Heck yeah.
Then Russia.
Oh man.
Then China. Then India. Then Japan.
Japan is our friends, and India can also be our friends.
Look, the main ones are the United Kingdom, the United States, Italy, Portugal, Canada's in there, Belgium's in there.
In NATO?
Yeah.
Yeah.
France is Germany's in there.
I told you, everyone in Europe is there. Just about everybody but Switzerland. Back then, for fighting, you'd be like, oh, let's go out there. Let's just shoot each other. Who can advance more? But now if one of us just drop a nuke, everybody dies. So...
yeah, that's the thing. Everybody dies.
Oh.
If China drops their nukes.
They're gonna aim for the West Coast first, because that's the closest one. So goodbye, Cali. I don't feel like we would want to go nuclear. I don't think anybody wants to go nuclear.
Why would people want to go nuclear?
China wants to go nuclear.
We don't.
Because China's evil. Can't we just give that little part of Ukraine? Be like, hey, Ukraine, just give in a bit. We'll give you more resources and stuff. Just give in so we can avoid all this.
It's Biden. And then proclaimed himself to be the one to kill the IRS. ISIS.
Yeah, we killed the leader of ISIS recently, but I don't know what the big deal is. It's literally like any other group. You kill the leader, there's always somebody else in place ready to just step in his position. It was really cool when we killed Osama bin Laden because he's bin Laden. Pretty much 9/11 guy. So that was really cool. But apart from that, we haven't had that many victories that are that meaningful. That's literally every group ever. Your local school, you have a club, you have the president and the vice president. If the president ever leaves, the vice president steps in.
And then they have another vice president for that
so it's
president.
the same thing. The cartels, the drug lords, the mafias. Once Al Capone got taken out and put in jail, there's always somebody else ready to step up in his position. Once Pablo Escobar got taken down, nothing changed really that much. Colombia still had the drug problems and everything. When El Chapo got captured,
he escaped.
He escaped, but then when he got finally caught again and sent here to the U.S., no difference at all in the Mexican cartel.
It's still the same.
Still the same. So, ISIS is ISIS, with or without their current leader. I say just bomb the whole place.
Jesus Christ, man! What is you with nukes and bombs?
I like explosions. I watch a lot of Michael Bay films. Yeah, Michael Bay is one of my favorite directors.
Of course. This morning, Vladimir Putin's long meeting with Emmanuel Macron offers glimmer of hope. War can be avoided.
This reminds me of the time when the U.S. and the back then Soviet Union were about to start World War III just a few years after World War II. The U.S. had a standoff with the Soviet Union in Berlin, right at the wall, like almost there. They had a standoff, and the story goes that John F. Kennedy had to call, I think it was, his name is Klitschko or something? No, I forgot the Soviet Union leader back then. But he had to call him, and he was pretty much just in a long call, just like telling his troops like back up, and slowly like each of them took a few steps back every now and then it was all resolved peacefully.
Basically, Emmanuel Macron is the president of France.
Oh.
The France are saving us.
Oh.
The French.
This has never happened before. Since the revolution.
That happened before.
France has never helped this much since the revolution. Oh my god. They usually get captured or lose.
Okay, so what they hope for is to make a sanction package so that Russia, backs up.
Yeah.
And they want to make a sanction package instead of war.
Well, yeah. Sign a piece of paper instead of killing millions. That's a lot better. Please, Russia, do not do anything. China, I hate you. Thank you, France, for trying to do something. Hopefully you succeed. And if not, we'll send the Queen to settle everything. Everyone will have to bow. Putin, the Chinese president, they'll all have to bow to the Queen. And she'll solve it all.
Why won't somebody think of the children?
Speaking of children, school shootings. Oh my gosh, this is the worst transition ever. Oh crap. I've just been doing deep research of school shootings recently. And I was like, wow. Yeah. I wasn't in one. That's cool. Yeah, I knew a lot of people who were strapped up and everything, ready to pull up on anybody. How do you feel about school shootings?
I'm still in school and it could very much happen.
What would you do?
Cry.
Cry? Really?
Well, no. What? I'll just sit there, ball my eyes on the middle of class. I know my biology teacher, Mr. Lundstrom. He's had a plan of attack and everything. He has rocks to throw. He already told us to put the tables up as a shield barrier.
I feel like teachers should own like some type of weapon. If I was a teacher, look, hear me out. If I was a teacher, I'd bring my briefcase and everything, like with all my papers and stuff. But in one of those hidden pockets, I'd bring a gun or something, like strapped up, ready. Because if that shooter comes and tries to kill me and all the kids, we're all dead. Yeah. I ain't going out that way. I'm gonna shoot him first.
I think that's also murder.
No, that's self-defense. Would you text or would you record it?
I would do nothing.
Nothing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be so mad. I want you to record it.
If I die, at least I die in silence. Peace.
If there's a school shooting, man, I'd be recording it.
If I survive, I'll text you, hey, school shooter just came by. Can you pick me up? I'm a little traumatized.
Guys, everybody listening, school shooting is nothing to joke about that much. We know school
That
shooters
much.
are evil.
No, it's not something to joke about at all.
Well, I think it kind of should be almost because I believe that it's a way to like deal with it almost because a school shooting must be a terrifying thing that none of us have experienced and hopefully we won't ever. But it's almost a way to like feel safe, joke about things to like minimize them to a point where they're laughable, so that way you don't feel the fear or the thought of it. Because a thought of being in a school shooting kind of might get scary, but if you start joking about it and maybe like minimizing it to its absolute lowest, then you'll feel a bit more comfortable.
If I'm outside.
If I'm in the hallway, I'm rushing to the bathroom.
Why?
Because if there's a school shooter going on, no teacher's going to open a door for me.
Oh, well, touche.
Have you ever been anything close to a threat? Like, not even a school shooting, but a threat to school?
Yes, I do remember. In middle school, we heard bangs, and then we went into lockdown, and they didn't say it was fake, so we all like we were like, oh my fuck, it's happening, it's happening.
You're crying, you're like, oh, I can't believe it.
No, do you know that one meme from The Office where he's like, it's happening, everyone?
Yeah.
Everyone was like that. Turns out that, like, do you know the streets in Myrtle, like, over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone had killed someone.
Carl goes to Booker High. We went to Booker High. I went to Booker High. It's not in the best neighborhood ever, especially in those schools. If you're in the suburbs, like, you're pretty safe almost. I can almost think you're safe. But if you're like where we are, I feel like a teacher should be strapped up and ready. Or even if they don't want a gun, like have a bat or something. Have a bat, knife or something to throw. I don't know.
Mr. Lundstrom throws rocks. And scissors.
What if someone like brought a grenade launcher and just shot at everyone? Just boom, 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 boom.
No one could live.
Oh, shoot.
We would have to evacuate the building, but if someone else is there, we're dead.
Can an average Joe even get a grenade launcher?
No.
Oh, really? I thought you could just buy it.
We're America, but we're not that American.
After a school shooting, would you like check on your friends? Would you like text your group chat and be like, hey guys, y'all aight?
Well, first I'd be like, pick me up, I'm traumatized, and then I'll check on them.
Look, guys, I'm talking about this because recently just got into studying murder cases and all that. Maybe if in another lifetime, in another timeline, I would have become a murder investigator, one of those people that like, I don't know, investigate a murder and solve it. I've looked at murder cases that, I kid you not, just made me just so scared.
Well, murder mysteries in general are scary because most of them are unsolved.
There's a lady who got cut in half.
That's horrific.
Yeah, she got cut in half. Her guts got taken out and put back on. And then, like, her face got taken off and then put back into, like, a smile.
I know about this one case where, this one girl... This actually is why I don't want to work in, like, convenience stores. Is because she was, like, working at just her convenience store.
Yeah.
And, then this guy just pulled up and took her.
Oh my god.
And then, all the kidnapping stuff. And then he killed her. But then he went on vacation for like 2 weeks with his family. He kept her in the garage.
Dang.
And then when he came back, the thing that happened was that he asked for ransom for her, and he sewed her eyes open. And then took a picture of her and then the daily newspaper to make it seem like she was still alive, but she was already dead. And then he got the money, he got the ransom, but she was already dead. And then he chopped up her body, put it down a river, and then fled the country.
One of the most significant in terms of culture is the murders of Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur. I don't know how the heck can we not solve this. It's been years, it's been decades, and we can't solve this. Tupac got killed in Las Vegas. A car pulled up, shot him, like I think it was 5-6 times something. Coma for a few days, dead. Biggie Smalls in Los Angeles leaving a party. I think it was like another black car pulled up, shot like 5 times, or 6 or 4, I don't know. And then the last bullet like got him somewhere bullets move really weird. His bullet like got like through his hip or something, and then like moved up. Oh yeah, that was the one that killed him. So yeah, and we can't solve these murders. I don't know how. We have all we can do is conspiracy theories. These really do suck. It's because of the potential that was lost. I don't think people realize this. But Tupac and Biggie were probably the biggest people on the planet in terms of hip hop, and they were only gonna get bigger. The theory is that their managers got involved. The notorious Suge Knight sent a hit on Biggie, and that Puff Daddy, P Diddy, had a hit on Tupac. Or there's also the idea that Suge Knight got a hit on Tupac because he wanted to leave his record label. It's so weird. It's so bizarre.
A lot of theories.
But it is more thought that Tupac most likely might have been killed by some other gang or something because he affiliated himself a lot with the Bloods. I've tried to be like a private investigator myself. I'm like looking around the internet, like looking for like details and stuff and videos. I'm trembling because this is such a sad story. They're put as the greatest rappers of all time, but if they would have lived on, I know they would have become like the greatest of all times. They would have been in that Michael Jackson comparisons. Today's podcast was really not the best lighthearted podcast ever.
For our first podcast back, you'd expect it to be cheery.
But no, World War III is going on. The greatest ever have been lost, and school shootings are still happening.
Take a look at yourself and make a change. Michael Jackson, very wise. I can't imagine like the heartbreak in everyone when he died. Imagine that. It'd feel like the world stopped for just 1 second.
Gosh, you do not understand how big Michael Jackson was. I don't even understand because I wasn't around that much.
Exactly. Like I
that
want
this guy
to
is the only guy in the face of the universe who might more popular than Jesus Christ himself. And everybody knows Jesus Christ. My elderly grandma who lived in Mexico for her whole life knows Michael Jackson. How? She can't speak English. She doesn't understand English. She just knows.
It's Michael Jackson, that's how.
R.I.P. to all the legends.
Yeah, I'm really I just can't think of anything because of how hungry I am. I'm being starved, sleep deprived. I don't even know what I'm gonna eat after this. We haven't even settled that out, but I'm still very much hungry. I think I'm gonna die here before he even finds this words of wisdom, cause...
Alright, now to end off this sad podcast with some great words of wisdom. Then came the worst date. May 21st, 2019 is when my mama's water burst. No spouse in the house. So she rolls herself to the hospital to see if she could get a little help. Umbilical cords wrapped around my neck. I'm seeing my death, and I ain't even took my first step. I made it out. I'm bringing mad joy. The doctor looked and said, he's gonna be a bad boy. Biggie Smalls. And with that, this has been another episode of
Young and Opinionated.
Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hope you have a good day, night,
Hope you're not
evening.
deployed.
Be safe.
Just say you have asthma.
I do.